Yeah, good evening viewers, and thanks for joining us once again. Just thought I'd do a brief video on finishing off a few of the builds that we've got here to finish off and then to send interstate, and a couple other bits and pieces that we've got going on in the shop. So let's go and have a look around. Alright, so over here we've got our this one here is 31 spline combo with a Eaton Harrop True Track in it that's going over to Perth. Got some axles over here for it. This one here is another 31 spline combo, but this one's actually got a full spool in it, so we'll go into that one a little bit more detail when we get it back on the bench there. And for both of these we've got some TA backing plates to go on there as well, so that'll finish them off really nicely as well. Once again we've got our 31 spline axles there, so I'll go into a bit more detail with them once I get them up on the bench there. And this one here for poor old James, unfortunately had a bit of a mishap with his axles. They were ordered, they came in, but they had turned the spigot down, which is that big bit there in the middle. They actually turned it down to the early model size, and when we wanted it late model size, so just a bit of a mishap there. Unfortunately, once again, I haven't got James's axles, but we've got a 28 spline combo for that. But as soon as I get them, hopefully I should have them in a few days. Yeah, we'll get that one sorted out. So we've got some wheelwood brakes here for another build. We'll go into that one a little bit more detail a bit later on. Still got a few diffs here on the floor to go to the fab shop. But we'll get into them a bit later on. We've got a Centura sump here with some nice bits and pieces in it. But anyway, won't go into that one either. Got a heap of diffs here to build to. So yeah, as you can see, plenty to do. And also I've just had all this jigsaw puzzle dropped off to me this morning. Wheelwood brakes. A 9-inch with a 4-link rear and all the fruit. We've got some in here, some 35 spline strange axles. Once again, they're 31 spline, all screw-in stud, all the fruit. And a built 9-inch center as well. The owner customer of all this stuff has basically just bought it to me because he's a little bit unsure of how it all goes together, and to make sure that it has all gone together correctly and everything's all right with it all. So yeah, I'll have to get that onto the bench and pretty much just start piecing it together, and yeah, hope that everything that he's ordered and that has been done is correct. But from what he's shown me with the research that he's done and all the rest of it, yeah, looks as if it should be all okay. So yeah, once again I'll show you a bit more of that when the time comes and when we get into it. So yeah, so I reckon what I'll do next is chuck a couple of these bogies on the bench, and one by one I'll just show you what we've done to them, and what's going into them. We'll get the TA backing plates in there, back on there, and so forth. So yeah, enough of me waffling on, and yeah, let's get them on the bench. Okay, so before I put the bogies on the bench there, I just thought this is a parcel that we've got sorted out for Dan Reaper. This has got his 9-inch center in there, as you can see, all nicely secured to the pallet, in a milk crate, all boxed in there, ready to go to him. So yeah, that's one that I'm waiting to have picked up at the moment. That one's going to New South Wales. So yeah, Dan, you'll have your center, your 31 spline center, strange pro iron case with all the fruit to you pretty soon, mate. Righto, so the first one that we're finishing off here is the one that's going to Tamworth. As you can see, we've got the lightweight 31 spline maxi spool in there, a set of new gears. Naturally, we've got the solid pinion spacer down in there, new bearings naturally. I think I just said that. This one is a CM housing. Customers supplying his brakes, so we're supplying housing, axles, and so forth. And with this one, we've also got the TA backing plate to go on there as well. So what I'll do is I'll press our bearings on. As you can see, we've got everything ready to go, our T-bolts and so forth, everything all clean, ready to go. So what I'll do is I'll press the bearings on, and I think get them all installed, and get you back and just have a look at it all finished off. Okay, so we've got our nice 31 spline Curry axles installed, and our TA backing plate on here, all sealed up now, all nice and ready to go, ready to pack. So so next stage now is to pack this, plasti wrap it all, get some bubble wrap on the ends here to protect the studs and so forth, and get this on its way to Tamworth, over to the customer. Yeah, so I'll get this one all wrapped up and secured to a pallet and send it on its way. Okay, so the last diff is packed and on its way to Tamworth. Here's a couple of photos of what it looks like when we've got it packed and all sitting on the pallet ready for transport. Okay, so yeah, so we've got next one on the bench here, which is 31 spline Eaton Harrop True Track. Actually, I haven't even undone all this yet. Just give me a minute. This one's going over to Perth. Naturally, this one needs to be all wrapped and everything too. I do wrap them like this because I don't like any dust or shit or anything like that getting into them. So yeah, we've got new gear set in here. Eaton Harrop True Track, genuine Eaton Harrop True Track, 31 spline. VK housing. We've got our 31 spline axles once again here. Some gear oil there for the customer. We always send our diffs with gear oil. We've also got in here naturally our genuine TA backing plate as well. With this one, the customer has also requested that we rebuild some brakes for him. So as you can see here, I've got all his brakes all nicely rebuilt. Once again, I take these to the brake shop, they tear them all down for me. I bring them back home, clean them all up, paint them and so forth, and they put new shoes in here, or rebonded shoes, and new cylinders and so forth. This one, we've got some new springs in there as well, retaining springs. Yeah, so once again, what I'll do is I will get this one together, and then get you all back and have a look at it when she's all assembled. Okay, so this one's all back together, or all together now. Like I said, we've got our new brakes on there, really nice. Got our nice 31 spline Curry axles in there, TA backing plate naturally. You know, these things really finish off the diff, very nice piece. And this one's, yeah, like I was saying, all ready to go to over to Perth. So what I'll do now is I'll get it all wrapped up, like I did with the other one, and I'm actually waiting on some axles. So what I reckon I'll do is I might get started on this one here, I think, putting it together. Like I was saying, I got this all delivered to me as a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. He's supplied everything. He ordered the axles and everything. They're a 35 spline strange axle, as you can see. Wheelwood brakes to go on that one. So yeah, once again, I'll just have to just sort of dry fit it all, and then see where we're going from there. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll get this one, this ripper I'll make a pallet for it once I've got it all wrapped and bubble wrapped, and then we'll be sending this one over to Perth. So yeah, okay, I'll get started on wrapping her up. Okay, so as you can see, we've got that one all packaged up and securely attached to the pallet, with our oil naturally as well. Yeah, so that one's ready to head off to Perth. I'll put the box note on there and then also some fragile stickers and so forth over it, like the other one that we did as well. So yeah, so that one's all sorted out, and I think next what I'll do, like I said, is I'll get stuck into this 9-inch jigsaw puzzle here. I just had a quick look at it before, and it looks like there's some stuff missing, and I know I'm going to have to make up some bolts for the ends, because they're a 1/2-inch bolt, not a 7/16 bolt like we generally use. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, but we'll work it out. So yeah, I think I'll get it all out on the bench and have a quick look and see what we've got there. Yeah, so all right, so I'll get that out onto the bench, and I'll get you back in a minute. Okay, so plugging away at the 9-inch here, I've got the axles on the bench at the moment. I've just put the screw-in studs into this axle. As you can see, they are threaded. We've got on the outer edge is the Chev pattern, and then the inner is the Ford pattern. So yeah, so I've got the screw-in studs here to be Loctited in, and then these are done up to 85 to 90 foot-pounds of torque to secure them into place. So yeah, once again, these are a 35 spline axle. I've also got the ARP stud kit in the diff housing itself. I'm a little bit puzzled as to why ARP supply a washer that doesn't even fit on the stud. Yeah, quite bit confused about that one, but yeah, anyways, looks like they're just a token gesture in other words. So yeah, we've got all our studs installed. So what I'll do next is and also we've these are a 1/2-inch hole in the ends of these strange big bearing ends. Now normally the ends that we use are a Ford Torino style. These are early model style big bearing ends. Not really the way that we go about it. Once again, the customer supplied all this stuff. I'm just piecing it all together for him, or trying to anyway. These have got a 1/2-inch hole in them, which, as you can see, require a massive stud. And I'll see if I can pick that up. The actual shoulder of the big bearing end, the hole is right on the edge of that shoulder. So you cannot actually physically get a bolt home on there. So what we do is I machine up a bolt for it, so that sits nice, similar to what a T-bolt would do for that one. And then, like I said, we've got a UNF thread for that one too, and these are also a UNF, and once again a screw-in 1/2-inch screw-in stud. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll get this one, get the studs into this one, and then I'll also get the bearing pressed on it, get this housing washed up, I reckon, and get started on. Next we'll be putting the actual centre that was supplied into the housing and piecing it together and putting the wheelwoods on there. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll get the bearings and so forth done on this axle, and then we'll get on to the next step for you. Righto, so I've got the second set of screw-in studs done in the axles and bearings all on. Got some of the stuff out, the hardware that we need for our axle retaining plates and so forth. Got the wheelwood caliper out. I've hydro washed, pressure washed, degreased and cleaned, and then pressure washed to clean, and then I've also put inox in there as well to sort of give it a bit of a seal as well, because I don't know, it was delivered to me unwrapped and stuff, so I don't know. It was relatively clean, but I wasn't going to take any second chances and maybe a bit of swarf being up in here, so like I said, I've pressure washed it all. We've dropped the centre in there with the gasket and some nice 3-bond as well, to hopefully seal all that up. Once again, I didn't build any of this. This was all just delivered to me as a package for me to put together. So now these are the retaining plates that go onto here to retain the bearings. retain the axles, sorry. And we've got our, this is like the handbrake mechanism for the rotor over system that the Willwood uses, and our caliper naturally. So what I'll do next is I'll get these 35 spline axles in here, and you know, once again, these things are freaking big, man. I mean, I've done 40 spline and stuff as well before, but yeah, these are going to be, yeah, they're nice and chunky, that's for sure. Yeah, slowly starting to see light at the end of the tunnel, which is great, and making a bit of progress, because once again, a lot of this has been mainly all checking and just making sure that it's all gonna work before we start pressing bearings on and you know, sealing diff centers in here and so forth. So yeah, once again, slowly seeing light of the tunnel. All right, so what I'll do next is I'll get some axles in there. Hopefully they'll all work out like they're supposed to. I'm pretty confident they will. And we'll get you back once I've got an axle or a couple of axles in there, and we'll have a quick look. And by that stage, to be quite honest, I'll pretty much have almost knocked it on the head. So yeah, it'll be happy days. Alrighty, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so my confidence has been sincerely crushed. I've got the, as you can see, I've got the Willwood, the 9-inch altogether. Once again, the customer has supplied me with everything for this. It just all came in boxes. I've double checked everything. I've spent hours on the internet researching, looking up this, that and the other. Once again, we generally use, when we do this sort of stuff, we use a new style, they call it a new style big bearing end, which is the ends that go on the end of the diff here. We use a big bearing, they call it a big bearing new style. Ford Torino is its nickname, but it's called a new style big bearing end. Well, here we go, here they are here. These are the ends that we use. The pattern is a bit different. These are some billet ends. The bearing ID and OD, sorry, and everything's the same, but you can fit an internal seal with these ones, which is what we like to run. So you can actually run two seals. You can run one O-ring style seal on the bearing itself, and also a, oh sorry, I'm not doing too good a job with the camera there, and also a an internal seal inside the housing, whereas the other ones that we've fitted are a external seal. So the seal is actually on the axle on the other side of the bearing. Once again, we don't generally use that. This is the style that we use for our Willwood setups, and pretty much just about everything else as well. Now, this customer has had fitted some old, or early style, they call it, big bearing Ford ends. Now, everything has gone together swimmingly, nicely. But now, as you can see, you know, we've got it all sorted. Bit of a discrepancy there with the caliper, which needs to be moved, and I'm pretty sure I know the reason why. But basically speaking, what's happened is, I don't know if you can see that. I'll just grab my torch. Basically speaking, now the back of the stud is actually touching on the handbrake mechanism, and also on these yellow springs as it rotates. Not by a lot, only by excuse my French, a bee's dick. So I sort of have an idea what's going on here. Once again, I need to confirm with the customer exactly what he has ordered, but I think I know what's going on. But once again, what I'll do is I'll just have a quick chat with the customer and see what's going on here. But yeah, once again, it's only just fouling on there. Yeah, literally by bugger all. So yeah, so once again, my confidence has been crushed. I'm a bit disappointed, to be quite honest, because I spent quite a bit of time sort of trying to make sure that everything was going to run smoothly. But yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll get in touch with the customer, and I will get back to all you guys soon. So I'll see you when I'm looking at you next. Okay, so I've had a bit of a conversation with the owner of this diff, who's ordered all these parts and so forth. It looks as if what I've sort of thought has happened has actually happened, but what I'll do is I'll do another video on that and explain more when we come to it. So I'm just going to leave this one for now. Like I said, I'll do another video on this one once I start pulling it all apart and everything. So so stay tuned for that. So, you know, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and so you get updates as to when we do our new videos and that sort of stuff. And yeah, so once again, like I said, I'll do another video on that one. But I'm you know, we've had a bit of a letdown with one, but I'm pretty happy because I've just been down to my buddies and picked up the set of axles that was for this diff that I honestly didn't think I was going to see before Christmas. So I'm pretty bloody happy at the moment. So what I'm going to do is get these axles finished off. Once again, we've got some 28 spline curry axles. We've got a new little emblem axle tag on there now, Curry Enterprises. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. We've got some 28 spline curries naturally. In here we've got our Eaton Harrop True Track, of course, some brand new gears, once again absolutely textbook pattern with that one, solid pinion spacer and so forth, new bearings, seals, etc. So what I'll do now is I'll get some bearings on these axles. Oh, and the customer has supplied me with this backing plate. We've got some 85 140 there. So once again, yeah, we've had a bit of a fail with the Willwood 9-inch, but once again, please subscribe so that you know you've got updates to our videos when we upload them, and I'll do a like I say, a complete video and explanation as to what has gone wrong there. Quite a simple mistake, but a very critical one. So yeah, okay, so I'll get some bearings on this one. Enough waffling on because we're running out of daytime. So yeah, and also we're running out of the year. It's actually the 21st today. It's the Monday before Christmas Day. So I did promise this one to James, and like I said, I'm pretty bloody happy because now it looks as if he may get it over the Christmas break, which is what I wanted to get to him. So yeah, enough waffling on. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, we've got our axles installed into the diff, backing plate on. This diff these axles we've actually changed to PCD. This is a early model diff housing, so this is to go into, I believe, a VF hardtop. So yeah, once again we've changed the PCD, and it's actually got 1/2-inch studs as well. So yeah, so this is late model Ford Valiant style PCD, and we've also changed the spigot size as well to the larger spigot to fit the wheels and brakes, etc. properly for the customer. Once again, the customer supplied the backing plate, not the backing plate we generally use. So that's come up really nice. So yeah, so once again, that one's all finished off and ready to go. I'll wrap it today. Once again, I'll wrap it today. I won't go into that much in detail. I install the axles like this. As you can see, there's no backing plate or brakes or anything on here, but I purely have been doing that so that the splines are protected inside of the in the differential itself housing, and I can also make sure that they've made everything the correct length and everything fits the way it should, so the customer doesn't have any dramas their end as such. So once again, that's the reason why I put the axles in here, just to help protect them and make a bit of ease with transport and so forth. So this one's going over to New South Wales. So yeah, once again, what I'll do is I'll get this one onto a pallet, or wrapped and bubble wrapped, labelled, and onto a pallet, and on its way over to Sydney. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll make sure you subscribe and like the videos, because I'll do a feature video on what's actually gone wrong with that 9-inch there. Subscribe so you don't miss that one. And yeah, I think that'll pretty much probably wrap it up for this video, and to be honest, that'll wrap it up for this year. It's the 22nd today of December, so basically speaking, tomorrow is my last day until the 12th of January when we come back. Please stay safe, everybody, on the roads, and you guys in New South Wales who have been stung with COVID again. Real tough break once again. So yeah, to everybody, to all my customers, all my friends, all my family, please have a safe and Merry Christmas, and we'll see you all in the new year. So until then, I'll see you all when I'm looking at you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Mid Coast Gift Shop.